Not a new one, but something that, well, actually, I met tonight's feature at the Green Mill on Sunday, and we happened to start talking about this piece. I said I'd never read it because I was worried about getting shot. When I was probably, I don't know, God, I couldn't have been any more than 16. I happened to meet a amazing poet. Billy, I know you know who he is. Will the Real One Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know yes, you know the piece "Still I Run," I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay. I was in Florida at the time when he died. We spoke for a little bit when we were in New York, and we were at the New Yorican Poetry Cafe. Steps outside, and we start BSing, saying, "Man, that guy sucks." And he said, "All right, so I got this draft of what I'm working on." And he recites "Still I Run." I may have been the first person in the world to ever hear it. Amazing experience for me. This was my response to his death. I don't know. Just hear what I'm saying, not the words being used to say. I will not receive good press for what I write now. I am going to use words that only rappers are allowed to. To date, New York, where you laughed at my barely post-pubescent political rantings, I asked you something of your Mr. T starter kit. Will, I don't know how you knew, but you told me I was the palest nigga you'd ever met. I asked you of your pronunciation, apologized for the presence of the all-powerful R, because while it was true, I'd always tried to be anything but ignorant. Probably wasn't ignorant enough, he said, for my own good. Now that line has come to make sense. Divorced girlfriends, bad neighborhoods, pawning in instruments for value brand, budget vodka and brandy, hunger to begin and only get worse. Once living on the Jesus diet plan of tap water and bread that was on sale, I've gone hungry for hate. I've gone artistic for anger, but had great abs in the process. Nigga, I listen to you tell me how you ran since 1865. On a good day, I can wake up, I can stand, and now I see that I may never have learned how to crawl. But I'm tired, and yeah, child on this walk, which is always uphill. Life ain't been no crystal stair. Difficulties rarely come in on little cat feet. Friday night, again vomiting in the bloody toilets. You had reasons and rhyme to run, time to time to time to time. I'm trying to educate myself to walk at a proper human pace, and nigga, you still running. I'm not trying to catch up anymore. I'm not trying to run now. I just wonder if I'll be able to catch my breath. Thank you. All right. This is called Anonymous. The harvest is back again. Throwing off its clothes, stitch by thread as grounds firm, and mannequins don scarves and brown boots in department store windows. Shuffling by the cemetery last night, I don't know why I do these things. Little flags by dead stones, living names that seem to argue with the wind that threw the leaves their way. The breeze gets colder. Snow is presumed in coming months amidst holiday suicide sprees, and the stones still don't breathe. Why did Pop-Pop drink so much? Coming back from the war, there is no God. He went back years later. Everyone was nice, as though they remembered him by name, or what his now canal face and Manx eyes looked like. Later he died. Under conditions of a disease that is not supposed to exist anymore. That was just to comfort Nana, though. Would no longer have to pour vinegar in his bottles. or snap his cigarettes in half. His death was pseudo, but the fact was that he was consumed by his own name. 4 times a week, I used to sit in the basement, in which we cannot smoke and on leaving cannot drink, not yet in the comfort of our alabaster jars with very heavy lids, our soil rooms with no windows. I am the poet who wrote this, born in October. My mother bequeathed the appreciation of the word my father planned properly so that I may suffer the subsidy of education and good manners. This is how you tie a tie. Pulling me aside after the incident and subtlety, you hold the door for the lady. I have grown up seeing the world in shades of war, and though my name still breathes and eats day to day, 4 nights a week I am anonymous. The other 3 days a week, as I separate mixed recyclables and read, cook, and look for work, I'm able to have my name. Thank you. Should we do a brief feature of next week?
Yeah.
Things to come?
Go for it.
I did just have this fabulous chapbook published. You should buy a copy, like everybody here. Here we go. Just as a brief background, my first few months in Chicago, I was actually homeless. I was living on the streets. This book is kind of my observations in having been in such a state. It's called For the Bones. It seems so much longer now. I fancied myself a chef once. At the most introductory level, one learns the time it takes to thaw meat, longer for the bones. Now it is the 4th of May, sunny, and with down-encrusted ducklings on the lake, I am peeling off layers like the birch trees shedding in the park. I am still only an intermediate player at this game. As police drive by, they're selling shampoo and cigarettes and down coats. First, I thought because there was nowhere to keep it. Then because it not to be stolen. Now I remember how long it takes to thaw the meat. Longer for the bones. Thank you.